Hello everyone, I'm Bezra. In this video, I will share how to implement the REST adapter with Node-RED. Before start, I will introduce the scope of variable in Node-RED. Here, click the context data, list all the variables. There are three scopes: node, flow, and global. Node, that means every node have itself variables. So the node can change and read itself variable. And flow variables, that means here is one flow. We can create another flow. So different flows have self variables. They can't be shared. And global variables, that means these variables can be read by all the flows, and any node can read that variables. Okay, if we want to implement REST adapter, we must know the method name and the corresponding inbound and outbound data structure, where we can get data information. Okay, from here, message docs, this is the point. Click get. So from the result, we can see the method name and corresponding outbound and inbound examples. Here we get the result, all the method name and outbound and inbound example. Okay, we need this link. Copy this link. Where should we store message docs? The global is a very good place. Okay, here I prepare one node to do fetch the message docs and store the data into global. Very easy. Drag and drop at here. Double click it. Here have one default link. You can change the other link, any link. But please note that here can't set to localhost or 127.0.0.1 because Node-RED not support send HTTP to local domain. So you must set other domain. Okay, set other name, for example, prepare message docs. Okay, after this, please note you should only create one this node. That is enough. Okay, deploy. After deploy, let me check again the global variables. Okay, we get all the informations, name and outbound, inbound informations. Okay, this is ready, but sometimes maybe when fetch this data for the per connection or by the network, maybe you fetch error, fetch the data file. You should refresh that, but you can see here deploy is disabled. We can drag a little, it changed to clickable. So click again and refresh. You can see the result. Okay, after prepared the message docs, let me prepare one REST adapter For example, drag and drop this node at here. At here, and double click it. Click the information. Here we can see already have method routine and outbound information, inbound information. Let me click one method. You can see all the method routine changed. So method routine, we can just copy it to create one method routine. And outbound information, inbound information, all of them come from this step. Okay, double click it. Let me select one GetBanks. Okay, method routine is ready. Done. Okay, where we get the data? Maybe your data is not prepared, so just drag and drop this mock response. This response just send back the inbound example. That means it will send this example as response. Okay, deploy it. Let me check whether this adapter is ready. How to check it? The URL at here, copy it. Let me check it in the Postman. We should change to post method because all the REST connector method send a post request. And the outbound example, just copy it as request body. It is JSON. Okay, let me try. We get the mock date. Okay, it is the mock date. Okay, it is ready. Let me create the method routine. Go to API Explorer and create one method routine. Method routine. Delete. Paste it here and post. Okay, success. Because method routine have cache, so we should wait about 1 minute to check the GetBanks. Okay, just wait one moment. Okay, let me click get. We get the data. Here we get the data. So compare with the data. Okay, it works. Here we just return the mock data, but what about if we return other real data? For example, here I have one server. This endpoint can return all the banks, but this data is not the structure of inbound structure. It is the data structure. That means it is here the data structure, not the full inbound structure. So let me delete this one and select the data response. The data response, it will convert this data to inbound structure. Okay, just link it. and configure to where to get the data. Please remember the domain should not be the local domain. Copy the link and paste it here. Here have a description about these properties. And the HTTP method should be get. Okay, done. Okay, done. Let me deploy it. Okay, let me check again. It should return 2 items. Send. Okay, we get the result. 2 items. Go back to Explorer. We also get the result 2 items. 2 items right here. Okay, here the result is just the same as the data structure, and if the response just the full inbound structure, what about this time? For example, bank list. Here we have one endpoint that can return the full inbound structure. What about this time? For example, this link. This link, we can get one inbound structure, inbound data. Okay, we copy this link and delete this node. We can drag and drop this node, direct response. That means we call remote endpoint and send back the full response, because the remote response just one inbound. So just link it and double click it, paste the URL, and the method also get. Okay, deploy it. After this, I will send again. Okay, I get the result. Okay, and check here again. It works again. Okay, but sometimes the process much complex. For example, if we want to get one bank, that means we need query the bank with the ID, the bank ID. And here I have one endpoint. How to query with the bank ID? It supports the query parameter. For example, bank ID value equals, for example. That means we should extract the query parameter, this value, from the outbound this field. Okay, let me copy this link, go back and delete the direct response. We need to customer response. Okay, link the customer response. Customer response, paste it here. But where we get the result, the query parameter. Okay, from the odd band structure, we know we can get it from bank ID and value field. So go to here. This value should be dynamic. We need this expression. Expression is where we get this value. From the odd band instance, we get it bank ID value. Here expression, that means, okay, also the method check get. So when send this odd band instance, we get this value and fill at here. Okay, here ready, we need send back the response, but from here we can see the result is one array. We must convert this array to inbound. How to do the convert? Okay, how to do the convert? Let me select one function node. And link it. Rename it convert inbound. Okay, let me get the inbound. The inbound, not the inbound, the data. The data is just the message payload. The message payload is just the response. Here, the response. The payload, and we should check. We should reset the response. Message payload need convert to inbound structure. So just copy the structure. The structure you need delete here and delete here. And the data, where we get the data? Here we get the data. The data, if the data exists, and we need get the data first value. So the array convert to 180. Delete this one. Okay, so this response convert to inbound structure. Okay, it is ready, and we should send back it. Select the response. Okay, let me summarize the steps. At first, I drag and drop this node customer response and convert the response here, to inbound data, and just send back. Send response. Okay, deploy. Let me check whether it works. Double click and copy outbound example. Here, paste the example and check the rest values. the bank value should be this value. Bank ID value should be this value. That means I send this old band to this process. It should fetch data from here and change this data to in-band and send back. Okay, try again. Here, delete the S and send again. Okay, we get the result again. Okay, the result is wrong because it is not a inbound structure. Okay, go back to check this converter step. Okay, here payload and payload here tuple. Payload, okay, done, and deploy again. And send again. Okay, we get the correct result. The last way is the most complex way, but it is the most powerful. You can convert the response to any structure to our inbound structure, and you also have choice to make the inbound data convert. For example, here put one function. You can make the outbound. This is the outbound. You can modify the outbound and message payload. New band. Just change blah blah blah. So you have chance to modify the outbound. You can modify the inbound. Okay, let me conclude this part. Select one node at here and select corresponding method. You can generate a corresponding method routine. For this step, you can select mock response, just send back the inbound example. You can select a data response. That means your remote server will only return the data. You can select this node. That means your remote server return the full inbound data. You can select the customer response. That means you need convert the data to inbound structure and send back. Okay, that's all. Thank you.